Hello, humans. Um, it's never a great sign when you start your stream and you've just finished taking a hit off a vape and you're like, now I need to cough. And this is while I'm chatting with you guys about a disease that's causing people to cough. Hi, guys. So I obviously have not dyed my hair this color as I do not have enough hair to make this happen. So, hey, Richard Palmer said, I hope you're feeling better. I am not. My back is killing me, and hence why I'm hitting some of the vapes. No, I still have a rib that's being bad, but I figured I'd at least come on and do like a 45-ish minute Friday night. Because look, like when it's not my headache flared up, like I can deal with some back pain for at least a little while. But when it's my headache, I'm like, nah, I'm out. I can't function with I'm much less capable of functioning when it's my head that's hurting, because the pain is right there. It's in between me and everything I gotta do. But anyway, if you guys, Jessica Puffer said, choking right off the bat. It's, sometimes it happens. You got to warm up for that. Anyways, Mom has entered the chat. But anyways, y'all have been, Jessica just said, your headphones we want. These are Amazon. Just, I think they were like $35. But yeah, y'all have been buying up all the wigs on my, on my Amazon wish list. So now I think I'm just going to be doing all of my streams, in wigs, because y'all sent them to me. So I figure this is a thing that it's, like, look, I'm accepting my slow descent into being a gamer cat girl. So there's also, look, it's one person in particular who won't be named, Akiko, sent me a Sailor Moon costume. I'm now officially a magic girl, or a magical girl. I'm Sunday's stream, just to warn you, and by warn, I mean prepare you. Sunday's stream, I will be wearing a Sailor Moon costume and doing a makeup tutorial whilst it's somebody just asked, is anybody else not seeing the stream on Facebook? Am I coming through on all channels? Please just let me, is anyone not seeing me on whatever channel you're trying to watch me on? I just need to double check on that. But anyways, yeah, this is, I guess, the thing we're doing now is we're chit-chatting science whilst we're doing makeup tutorials in Sailor Moon costumes. Look, everyone has their calling in life. This is just mine. But it's this is very okay. Everyone's saying they can see me. Cool. This makes me, and I see people saying this from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Cool. It's good to know. Oh, apparently, because this used to go out to Periscope. I was told that, last time I broadcast to Periscope. I guess Periscope's going away. Because nobody fucking goes to Twitter to watch video. Apparently. Shocking. But anyways, hold on a second. I'm just gonna take this off the screen. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys this shirt that I dig very much. A friend of mine, one of my friends who is one of the this is the link to buy the shirt is in the description of the video. This was sent to me from one of the mods over at Reputations to Anti-Vaccine Memes, who was likewise, I believe, I want to say he was either in AstraZeneca or J&J trial. But I dig the shirt. I wanted to show it up, be like, hey, vaccines. We have I came with charts. I came with my own personal Katie Porter approved whiteboard. So yeah, just if you want the shirt to let people know, hey, we have data. You can. The link is below. The link does not send me any money, by the way. It's just I wanted to promote the shirt because it is not a shirt that I made. It is not it's just a friend who likewise works on a science page made it, sent me the shirt. I just go annoy some fucking COVID Karens who are like, vaccines don't work. Fuck you, Karen. Anyways, just wanted to point you towards a thing you could use to show off some science in everyday life. Let's see. Francisco just said, we will take you just as seriously in a Sailor Moon costume as we do with your kitty ears headphone. Like, look, I figure people have taken there are a number of reasons why people could choose to not take me seriously in my life and in my writing. I figure if people were going to choose to not listen to me, they would have done it a long time ago due to the swearing. So if y'all are already this far with me, if you've come to if you followed through all the swearing, if you're here with me through the kitty year, if you've here with me through turning into a science cam girl, as I basically started calling myself, I figure it'll go with me with pink and blue wigs. We're to that level, right? It's a Kika just commented the eyeshadows are fabulous. Indeed, this is Sailor Moon themed eyeshadow even. Oh yeah, we're doing a makeup tutorial on Sunday along with the whatchamacallit, an entire full Sailor Moon costume. Look, I was my arm was twisted very hard to do that. Very hard. Anyway, it's Glenda said the sunk cost value. Yes, you guys have just stuck with me this long. You just have to keep going. I'm highly amused. Oh God. Tony Flores has said the Cybabe bathwater merch is look, if ever I turn into I have my old roommate has joked about trying to morph herself into Belle Delphine. No, I'm there. I am not young, cute, and delicate enough to even consider selling my bathwater. That's now. I'll maybe try to sell you a sourdough starter, but not my bathwater. It's all that's. I don't have. I don't have that in me. I have the self-awareness to be no, that's horrifying. There's too much pain and history of rejection to ever think somebody would spend money on this. The fact that people send me wigs, that's neat enough. I don't think I have buy bathwater levels of. I probably shouldn't say that. There'll be somebody in the audience that's senpai, where do I get it? And I cannot. Started said your eye makeup's so pretty. I just want to show you. This is I say as I screw up the first time wearing this wig, but this is the Sailor Moon Color Pop collaboration. It's very cute and very pink and purple and adorable. I have a kitten here who's throwing this is Oliver throwing his claws into my side. Anyways, Mega Tokyo Miho costume. Yeah, I'm starting to throw little cosplay costumes onto my onto. Hold on a second. This was clearly not trimmed before getting on here. It's all right, I can get it underneath this. And it moved around just slightly enough that it's gonna be annoying. All right, we'll get through this together. The saga of Yvette learning how to wear a wig. But anyways, oh Lord, Peter Propomo, Cybabe tears in tiny vials cures what you have. It's I'm just gonna start selling little bottles of salt water and be Cybabe's tears over pseudoscience that she could not fucking get. She could not even with. That's a thing I should start throwing onto the website. Cybabe tears. Sarah just said ColourPop my favorite. You know what's surprising? I've used ColourPop makeup before. I hadn't bought any of this. And this one was it's a Sailor Moon collab. I need it. There's a pink in the palette, and I love using. Here's one of my random makeup things that I do often. There are only a couple of actual blushes that I use. I'll use eyeshadow that's pink or purple or orange or red, and use it very, very lightly for blush, and it makes the look come together a little bit more. There is your. Yeah. Anyways, Ryan just said you should totally. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll just start selling Cybabe tears. It's gonna be on my Cameo next. Anyways, so there were a couple of if I could find myself. I'm falling apart today. I'll get there. Let me. Quick announcement. I'm sorry I've been a little bit late on getting the daily MOSs up. I know you're not sitting there by noon, Cybabe, by noon. Optimally, I would have several of them backlogged, and I would have them up at noon every day, and I'd be fine. I'm still trying to kind of play catch up. It's the first few weeks, it was oh fuck, I need to put a zillion hours into I'm a little bit more on top of them than I was at first, but it's still I want to try to build a little backup of it, try not to have it out so late. And I'm trying to get to the point where I have them up posted certain time every day. Jessica said, pin the bangs, you're driving us. In that case, I'm going to do this just to drive you even more nuts. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. Right behind, there we go. Into There we go. Into the earmuff, into the bagels. We're good. But yeah, where was I rambling with that? But yeah, I want to get them up a little bit sooner in the day. I'm trying to get myself a little bit organized. And each time I'm like, I'm gonna be on top of this. I'm gonna be organized. Something comes up, and this is kind of exciting. So you guys know, like I don't talk about it much because like I'm like one of 12 people on random panels. I'm on a show on the Weather Channel. I'm one of a bunch of talking heads on the show Weird Earth, and we're going to be filming this week. And I'm terrified because, of course, that means being in a room with other humans. And I don't know if because last year it was a panel of three of us, and then I filmed for a day of just me, because it's like panel of we're all discussing it, and then go off and give your own commentary. And I'm not sure if that's how it's working. I think it's going to be just me and the camera guy, which that's fun. But like there were I'm excited about filming. I went to take my COVID test for it yesterday. It's the first time I've gotten the nasopharyngeal, the brain swab. I don't know if it's because I have my permanent headache or if maybe she just like I don't know what happened, but man, it's for everyone saying this hurts so much. The brain swab was fine. You pussies. I say that and maybe it's just like I said, the headache on one side of it. Like they swabbed the left nostril and that's the side of the head that the headache is. I was fine. That was not as bad as I was expecting. I was a little disappointed to be fair. Anyways, but yeah, filming on what day of the week is the 8th? I think it's Monday. This tells you how carefully I'm paying attention to anything. Right? Yeah, Monday. I'm filming with the Weather Channel, which is really exciting. So it's just like I'm trying to get some extra writing done this weekend. Trying to get a little bit of extra stuff in for that. And I'm trying to kind of get into a rhythm with the daily MOSs. So it's been fun. I'm also trying to make sure that I'm not like on one subject all the time. Like I feel like I'm accidentally like, it's like, here's a bunch of stuff about malaria. Here's a bunch of nuclear stuff. I'm accidentally talking about Russia 3 days in a row. And it's like, what happens is I'll bump into a subject that's fascinating and I like, and each time I read about something, I find like 4 more subjects within it that I want to write about, because like every single thing in science is connected to something else. And that's kind of been the wonderful part about this for me in the first month alone is like, holy shit, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to read about. And I've gotten like, I didn't know if I was going to run out of and I know this is probably a really dumb concern, but I'm like, oh man, what if I run out of these stories to write? And holy shit, every story leads to like 6 more of them. And it's been great. So like I feel kind of invigorated, getting, back to science writing, and, weather channeling and all that good stuff. So it's been, the start of the year has been good, but it's busy. And it's rough doing all this when I'm in a little bit of pain. But anyways, yeah, like after, I'm the hard part about it right now is that there are some days like, I'm in chronic pain and there are days when I wake up and I'm like, oh, I can't focus. And it's like, it takes a while until like something is not so hurty until it's like, okay, I can focus a little bit more. And those are days when you're getting a slightly shorter or less complicated science thing that I don't have to, go inside out to make sure that I understand the science before I can explain. Like, it's like, all right, I already understand what's happening here. I don't have to really get into in depth on it. But yeah, there are a lot of factors that go into what did I decide to write about today. And it's what is my body functioning with me? Am I able to understand this well enough that I made sure that I explain this correctly at that, those kinds of things. And right now, of course, it's Black History Month, and I'm trying to go through and hunt for, there obviously there are a lot of Black scientists and inventors, and I'm trying to look through stories of those and write them in a way that does them justice. And that's hard to do because especially most of the Black scientists and inventors and whatnot were within the last 100 years. And this is the thing I found from reading so many of these stories. Every single one has just this awful element of tragedy to it, and it's because obvious reason is obvious. And it's like, man, I wanted to focus on the science, and I say this as like I say this as a I need to improve as a writer thing. Like I need to find a way to incorporate in like the really human element to this the tragedy and the power that's come from having to overcome this much to become these brilliant scientists into these stories. So it's like this is a challenge for me as like don't cry for me, Argentina. It's like this is a thing that I have to become a better writer, basically, to try to fix fit in something to something that was used to be just I have to explain science. It's like, well, now I have to explain a human element to something that I haven't worked on before, and I think that's an important thing to figure out how to do. So yeah, it's like the other thing is like I'll wake up in the morning, only get to start writing at 2, and it's like, all right, I want to start writing about this, and it's like, oh, I have to read into this way more than I can and get this posted, and start writing at 2 and get it posted by a reasonable time. And there are days when I only get, because life has happened, I only get to start writing at 2, and I'm like, I need more time to give this story justice. So there are a bunch of stories I have half written right now that I'm like, all right, I'll tackle this weekend. Should be good. Anyways, Claudia Shirley just said, I need those headphones. What brand are they? I think they were Somix. Like they were just a random, well-reviewed brand on Amazon that was on sale for like from like 50 down to 35 at SOMIX, I think was the I swear to God, I should just put a link like with my Amazon Associates thing into the description of the video every single week and just clean up on some Amazon Associates money. But anyways, no, I like part of the reason that I keep trying to make sure that I have one out every day. And this is just look, I gotta game the algorithm a bit. If you're not producing content every day, and this is something I've slowly learned, and I've watched the numbers on SciBabe, like this, and this hasn't happened for years. And like even if I've been putting out content, even if I've been sharing things every day, even if I've been writing something every day, putting out something new and consistent, that's mine, that's my own content every single day, has made the numbers on my website go up every month. I haven't had consistency like this for years. So it's like I'm trying really hard not to miss a day. Like, and I know people are saying you're human, skip a, writing 500 words is the thing that I should be able to do, even if I'm half fucking dead. Or I should be able to bank, 5 or 6 of these so that I can take a week off, that kind of thing. So that's why I'm trying really, really hard to get that in there. So this is a really good point from Megan Ann McGill. But science educators are not history educators. We have different training. When we do Newtonian mechanics, we don't normally mention what a huge asshole Newton was. But here's the thing, I'm trying, and that is a really good point. But I'm also not, I'm not a teacher. I'm an online personality. Let's remember that I'm a different animal than a teacher that's in a classroom, obviously, because I don't know how many teachers you had that looked like me, but I had none. That was not a thing that happened. I didn't have many teachers that said fuck and used and I didn't have teachers that said fuck all the time and used dick jokes as analogies to try to get the science out. But here's the thing, I think I like one of the ways that I really like to get science lessons to people and get people to really understand them is that they are stories. Like I don't think that just the facts are important. Like the facts are, I want the facts to be right. And oh man, there was, unlike my husband, it's funny because my husband used to not read my writing as much. Like he would read them, but like he was not as into like the takedowns because they weren't quite as bad as much. Like but he enjoys my writing and he's really been digging the moments of science. He's like, yeah, I read them every day now, and it's been funny because he watches the comment section, and there was one comment. Oh my fucking God. I was writing about yesterday was the story of the Russian space pencil. And I love that. Like I used to think that it was, true that, US spent $165 million to make a pen that wrote in space and the Russians just used a pencil. And like, isn't that a great fucking story? That's a great story. But that's not what happened. Like there was an actual reason why, at number one, it didn't cost $165 million. It was $1 million. It was spent by a private company to research and develop this pen. And now both Russia and the US, both the astronauts and the cosmonauts, use the space pen from Fisher Space Pen Company. And I think that's just a great story. And I think it's a wonderful little thing of, hey, this trivia got on the internet because someone wrote it. Like someone drastically reduced someone fucked up the story of of this thing, put it onto a meme, and it was plunked it down there and took out the whole story of why they made this fancy pants pen, and didn't put the story of where the finances came from correctly. And I put out the whole, and Megan just commented, graphite's also flammable. It's flammable. It conducts electricity. Lots of reasons why pencils were a bad idea. And the Russians used grease pencils. They didn't just keep using pencils. They used grease pencils, which were suboptimal. You can smear them when you tear the paper off them, shavings. Anyways, so they made these space pens. These space pens were they were a good idea. Anyways, somebody comments on it, and this is where my husband comes in. My husband's he's like, do people think this level of pedantry is good? And someone comments, I think you're missing the forest through the trees here. The moral of the story is not about being right or wrong. It's about using simplicity to solve problems as opposed to going too complex. I'm like, don't you fucking tell me to spread false information for a story's sake. The story here is that someone came up with a marvel, an amazing invention. And we're lying about it because we want a good punchline. Nah. Don't tell me to keep spreading a good story. The good story here is that both Russia and America used this. We found one thing we can agree on: a fucking pen. That's a good story. All right. But it's weird that somehow the reaction was, you're missing the moral of the story. It's like, no, I think talking about the human elements of it here's the thing. I think the truth, the scientific facts, the things that happen are incredibly important. I also think the human story is just as important, because what's important if not the people that were making the science, the things that they were making the science to fix, the parts of life that they were trying to make better with that science, what was trying to be solved. We're talking about, we've talked about a couple different anti-malarials, and it just kind of happened that I wrote about DDT and quinine in the same week. And it's like, why, we're talking about these chemical things and the stories behind them. And it's interesting that, with quinine, there's this long, there's this amazing story of how, if you really want to look back into it, there's this story that involves colonialism, and I love this part. An alpaca farmer from England that moved, I want to say it was Peru or Chile. It's been a few weeks since I wrote this. That moved to Peru, and his servant, who he saved from drowning, and then offered to become his servant after he saved him from drowning, went and rounded up a bunch of seeds from the cinchona plant, and they were so tightly protected in South America because they had a monopoly over them. But they this one, like I said, this alpaca farmer sells them to the Dutch. And here the alpaca farmer isn't harmed for this. His servant is beaten to death. And those kinds of stories, like the fact that the guy, the colonizer from England, gets off fine. The servant who does the work, who helps, who is just at someone's beck and call, is killed in something that he probably did to keep himself alive in the first place. Is those kinds of stories, I think, don't get talked about enough. Those are the things that it's like that little fascinating bit of history that happened in someone's life. Like, that was a human being, and that was part of the story of a thing that is used to season our fucking gin now. Like, I love that that's there. I also hate that it's there. I love that it's there, and I want that in the story. When I hear about quinine, I don't want to just hear that it makes the water glow. I want to know what was the human struggle to get it? Where, what happened there? Dick Topping just said, I missed the column about quinine. Did you mention that tonic water was initially used as treatment for malaria due to its quinine content? Yeah, I did. That's what we were initially talking about it for. We're talking about it as an anti-malaria. Hold on, I just need a... I just see somebody commenting back, she's open to being corrected if she's wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty open to being corrected if I'm wrong. That is a thing that happens too. I don't know what someone's trying to correct me on. I see, let's see, Justine Sutton just commented, just watch the Radium Girls. I also wrote, so if you are, so I obviously, I don't expect you all to have memorized everything I've written about. I expect some of you to, though. I mean, Russell, if you haven't, I'm very disappointed. But if you have not, if you haven't read or if you've missed someone and you would like to catch up, go to scibabe.com. Every single column is printed. They're available. You don't have to scroll there. You don't have to scroll through a giant comment section. It's off of Facebook. If you've got an Aunt Diane or or an Uncle Dave that really needs to get some science learnification and they're not on Facebook, scibabe.com. Every single blog entry is up generally like by the end of day. Like I don't always get them up right after I post them on Facebook, but I generally have them to the end of the day. And here's the thing. And this is something I kind of like about having it posted in two places. I watch through the course of the day and see if there is feedback. And then I'll sometimes tweak the blog. Like I'll tweak them on Facebook too, but I'll edit between posting it from Facebook over to SciBabe. Like I know there were a couple of comments on the entry about thalidomide. I'd used the term mangled to describe the limbs on children born to mothers who had taken thalidomide, and people were like, "That's really not." That's a little ableist. It's really not the right term. And I here's the thing. I'm always open to and I saw people fucking arguing about that in the call. Why are you telling her what word to use? I'm like, I'm always open to listening when someone says, "Hey, you could use a better word for that." And it's like, why? Don't we could always lean towards being kinder people. And I saw people arguing about it. It's like, why not try to find a better word? So I did. I edited that towards the Facebook when I got it onto SciBabe. So y'all, it's if you see someone that has a criticism that says, "Hey, this bothered me a little bit," you don't have to fucking get in there and fight against them. I'm going to go and listen to that criticism because there are times when I'm not going to agree. There are times when I'm like, I used a fine fucking word, fuck off. But no, I'm always open to listening. And if I got a fact wrong, then Henry Ortega said, "Well, wait, that's not as bad as the crayons." Well, we should talk about that. So some of you guys who are my patrons already know this. I've left the podcast, or I've left specifically the I've left Two Girls One Mic. And it's a lot of it is a time factor. As you guys can tell, I'm exhausted. I'm doing this a lot. But a lot of it was also, it was kind of a long time coming. I think that, there's, I have a slightly different way that I approach business and whatnot and how I approach my audience than my co-host does. I love Alice dearly. And I think she's going to keep doing an amazing job over on Two Girls One Mic. And if you guys still, enjoy the podcast, I'm not saying I'm leaving, come with me. But I'm taking off. I also think, like I said, I realized kind of looking at, the reaction to the offensive crayons that I'm as much as I hadn't looked at the colors for years. I hadn't really thought about them much. And it's I'm not saying I'm not taking ownership for what I did. I am. I hadn't looked at them for a while and I really looked at them and I'm like, this is not and I get it. A lot of people thought they were funny. Some of them are. I have a sick sense of humor and I think some of them are, but I also don't want to put shit out there that hurts people in my audience. It's not me. And I think that, given that my time constraints are really rough, at this point I had to cut something, and unfortunately it was a podcast that I've enjoyed for a while. But now it's not fitting anymore. So, or it's not fitting my time and it's not fitting, not fitting some other stuff. So anyways, like I said, if you guys have enjoyed Two Girls One Mic, I'm sure Alice is going to keep doing an amazing job of running it. Go check it out. But yeah, it's going to continue without me. I'm staying right here in the ship with you guys. So anyways, just wanted to let you guys know. And there's no there's no weirdness. It's not like there was a big fallout. It's just I have other shit that I have to do. So there's, as you guys can probably tell, there's writing a thing on a daily basis is very, there's a lot of work. The other thing is, I want to start doing video along with all the writing content that I have, because I keep looking at all the writing and I'm like, the way that I make sure the writing sounds good is I read it out loud. And I'm like, man, this would make some really good video content. I need time. And as much as the podcast doesn't take up a huge amount of time, it takes up time. And it's just not time that I have to spare right now. So we move on. Sometimes life is just, that's that's how it goes. So anyways, if, like I said, Blake, you just said it's been a great podcast. It's still, like I said, still gonna be. It'll go. There are a lot of comedians that have been on, comedians and porn stars, and people who are both comedians and porn stars, who have been on the show, who else has gotten to be really good friends with in the last 2 years. So I know that a couple of, I know at least Kate Kennedy is filled in for the episodes that I was scheduled in for. So I don't know if that's going to be the new permanent host in my place, but I'm, like I said, I'm sure it's going to go on. And like I was quote just the co-host on it. Alice is the producer on it, so it's gonna be just fine without me. Okay. She's highly capable. Y'all are gonna be stewarded on to the promised land of porn reviews beautifully in my absence. But don't worry, I'll still be telling plenty of dick jokes right here. But I want to let you guys know that that's happened. It's not like, then there's no fucking there's no, yeah, we're just, it's just, life happens. Anyways, I see to do I do want to quickly read this. A comment from Claudia Petrelli. Yes, I do not understand the behavior from some people that die on a hill when told a word or phrase is ableist, classist, trans antagonist, fat antagonist, etc. Why double down? I'm always open to learn. If someone tells me something is problematic, I thank them for teaching me. I don't ever use it again. I mean, like, I gotta admit, there's some, like, as a writer, there are some times where people tell me that's not okay to use, and like I'll ask them why. And there are sometimes where people tell me, like, the word, I've been told don't use the word stupid or moronic because that's ableist. And I'm like, nah, there are words that I won't use because they are, because I find them to be, rude and awful. And like, I won't use the R word. That one's like, I look back on my younger years and think, man, that's a word we used to use. And that was pretty fucking impolite. But like, I also, it's like I said, there are some things that I'm like, that's not where the language is right now, and I think you're going overboard. But I'll always listen, and especially like when I had people say, "Hey, this isn't the right term for this" on the article about thalidomide. It really bothered me that people were like, "Don't tell her what to do." I'm like, people weren't telling; they were asking, and I was perfectly willing to listen. So, guys, so you stand up for me to a point, but like, it's like, if someone's coming out and saying vaccines kill people, then stand up for the vaccines. Don't stand up for my verbiage. Okay. I'm a big girl. I can go out and have those conversations myself, but it's, Henry Ortega said, there are definitely a lot of moronic maggots. Man, I have been kind of surprised at the amount of those, that have popped onto the page whenever there's like, man, I'm kind of thrilled that we're way past the era of hydroxychloroquine. Remember whenever I'd post something about that and like, whoosh, they just unforce. It's been nice. It's been a good change. Tony Flores, wait, you adapt to new ideas? What kind of American are you? I'm a half Canadian American. So there. But yeah, no, it's Megan Ann McGill just said, note, not all objections are reasonable. Some are better. Yeah, it's like, look, like I said, I'll always listen. I'm not always going to change, but I'll try, I'll take reasonable, like, you gotta be willing to adapt, gotta be willing to see where I'm elder millennialing as opposed to, millennialing. I gotta keep up. Like, I know it's kind of like, and you realize this the more you get older and you see your friends getting older, and doing this thing where they start, the darn kidsing, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's gonna happen to me. And I have moments where I felt it's like, oh fuck, I just the darn kids. And I also, I'm really, I worry that could happen to me in much in larger quantities, and so it's part of the reason why I try to listen. Ryan Blackhawk just commented that Lou Dobbs had his show canceled. Can we get a confirmation? I can't handle. Hold on, I cannot handle joy like this. What? Let me just. Really? What? He was really. Did this really? Oh, what? The best things happen while we're alive here. Holy shit. Oh, wait, this was 3 hours ago. But how did I not? What? What? Oh my God. This is so beautiful. Oh, whew, that happened. Oh wait, what's his Twitter? Let's have a look. What does Mr. Dobbs' Twitter say about this? Oh, it's he retweeted someone saying he's a truth teller, and that's why he got canceled. Bless this fucking piece of shit. Oh my god. It's funny watching Fox News try to adapt to it's Medja just said random yodeling. Look, I'm trying to learn how to yodel right now. It's I'm working on it. It's not there yet. I'm getting there. It's just, there's a vocal crack. You gotta work into a few Cranberry songs. And I'm working. I will do justice to Zombie. Anyways, oh my god. Like it's at some point Fox had to adjust to a post Donald Trump world, and Lou Dobbs was not going to make it. It's Kelly just said he was canceled because of money. Yeah, I mean, he was still a moneymaker, but this is accurate. Smartmatic suit. Yeah, they have to get rid of everybody who was promoting the idea that it was the voting machines and that would not back down from that. So if they were if they were still like, nah, it was Dominion and Smartmatic off with their heads. Like, did you guys see on Newsmax the other day? Like when someone's too crazy for Newsmax, like that's a piping hot plate of crazy. But someone was on. It was the My Pillow guy was on Newsmax the other day, just fucking going off, and like they had to keep interrupting and saying, "There's no evidence that Dominion. There's no evidence that Dominion did. No, we gotta cut." I was like, wow. So this is where we see that Newsmax knows and has known all along that they're full of shit. Oh, that's so cute. But yeah, that was it's been amusing watching the wheels fall entirely off the Trumpscapade. It's Kiko just commented it's a $2.4 billion demand. Yeah, like I believe Dominion is suing Rudy Giuliani for $1.3 billion. Like they're just there's a lot of lawsuits going on for people just being like, yeah, we can say whatever we want, right? Trump's been doing this, so we can too, right? Right? That's how it works. That's how. What do you mean? It's not how it works. Like that's kind of been the last few months of all of this. Is these guys all figuring out, oh, I don't get the same protection as Air Cheeto. Helena Dare to Dream she said we can hope that that Carlson and Hannity are next to go. I don't know if those two are ever gonna go. Like I feel like those two have like Hannity at least has some sort of business connections with Trump, and if he ever goes, it's going to be because those business connections have become untenable for the network. They've become dangerous for the network. But Tucker Carlson, man, he makes them far too much money, which I just do not understand how. Like then again, he has lost quite a few sponsors, so we'll find out. Anyways, Ben just said, tell us about the space lasers. Tell us this. Hey, aren't the real space lasers the friends we made along the way? But yeah, it's like, look, I got to tell you though, I'm Jewish. If I let you guys know about the space lasers, they'll no longer be the Jewish space lasers. You guys will take them away from us. I gotta keep the toys to myself. Like that's just it's part of the tribe. We gotta keep our power somewhere. It's the space laser. It's our space laser. I believe the person who sent me this shirt, I believe, is sending me a Jewish space laser shirt too. So I might be wearing a space laser shirt at some point. It's a thing that might happen. Anyways, oh God. Peter Propono just said Carlson will try for a presidential run. No. Oh God. Just me. If any of them ever try for a presidential run, I think I'll take up Israel on the law of return and use my Judaism to its advantage and get the fuck out. Oh, I'm glad I know you're joking, but Dan Griffiths just said, come on now. When has anything been taken from the Jews? You're funny. Ah, I know someone who you can go to get a discussion of critical race theory. Anyways, let's see. Mel, Mel Brooks would be so proud of the space laser program. Jews in space. Anyways, let's see. I'm highly, let's see. There were a couple of, like, to be fair, so there are a few quick COVID things I would like to get through before calling this a night. Because number one, I need to finish writing up the Daily MOS, which is about bat bombs, not bath bombs, bat bombs. And like, this was just the most, pardon the pun, but batty thing I have read about. So like, I say this, and every single day when I read about a new fucking thing, I'm like, how is this? These can't get any crazier, and they're always crazier. Apparently, one thing that we tried to set up as weapons in World War II, we tried to use bats as, like, literally thousands of little bat suicide bombers. We took, like, it's just like I said, it's going to be explained more in the Daily MOS that's coming, but like, bat bombs. They took them and strapped little half-ounce napalm incendiary devices to them, put them into cold storage, like just cold enough to like put them into hibernation. And the plan was to just drop them onto Japan and just have them like, well, they'll go and they'll fly off and like they'll fly into buildings. And then after, we'll set the timer after we release them. And after a half hour, they'll go and just blow up places with the napalm that we've attached to the bed. That's literally a fucking thing that the US was like, we're going to we put millions of dollars into researching tiny little napalm bombs attached to bats to hopefully blow up Japan for us. Eventually we were like, fuck it, let's nuke them. That's kind of the story of World War II. Bat bombs. So, but yeah, that it's to, I might be reading this one, but yeah, that's I see a comment up here. Seems kind of rude to the bat. Yeah, right. They were unwitting little suicide bombers. This is not okay. But yeah, that's been my day, is researching bat bombs. And they are very. I'm horrified by so many aspects of this. Like, it's the fact that, like, and I mean, I don't know how many of y'all that are sitting there actually read the column. Hold on, I have to get a bit of text out of this, because of course I have it on my cell phone. Hold on, let me open this up. But like, there are a bunch of horrifying. Someone asked what kind. Henry Ortega asked what kind of bets. Hold on a second. Let me open it up. It is the Mexican free-tailed bats. So as I call them in the thing, napalm-loaded hibernating Mexican free-tailed bats. Also my band name. Napalm-loaded Mexican short-tailed bat. Anyways, but here's one of the things that was written in the proposal to Roosevelt to let them allow or to say, here, we should do this program. It was a dentist who'd gone spelunking and been like, oh, the bats carry a lot of baby bats on them. They can probably carry a bomb. That's basically where this whole fucking idea came from. It's just insane. But he suggested, and I quote, the millions of bats that have for ages inhabited our belfries, tunnels, and caverns were placed there by God to await this hour, and we should use them to, quote, frighten, demoralize, and excite the prejudices of the Japanese Empire. Fucking yikes. That's a thing. That's a thing that was said in a letter to Roosevelt to get him to use tiny little baby Mexican free-tailed bats to drop napalm on Japan. Wow. So that's what I'm working on writing. It's going to be done like in an hour or so. But yeah, look, history and science are fascinating, and sometimes we have like my plan is I need to make sure that the title I want for this is like open and is not going to like butt heads with too many other things, but I want to like call the book, Mistakes Were Made, A Brief History of Scientific Exploration. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to clear that, because there are other books that have been called Mistakes Were Made. You cannot titles can be reused, but I also don't want to brush up against any of the branding that they have. But like, I feel like Mistakes Were Made is a pretty good summary of scientific history. So anyways, but yeah, I'm I'm having a lot of fun writing the column. Anyways, as you guys can tell, like I saw, I think I saw Ryan Blackhawk earlier comment, you can shop at Research Desk, but I, this is why so anyways, 15th of the month, I'm going to do, I've been trying to figure out which days of the month I'm going to do what. So 15th of this month is going to be the first of the patron, whatchamacallit, the brainstorm sessions for sitting down and doing some chit chat skiing about the Moment of Science column. So if you would like to, if you wanna get involved and be in a brainstorm session and see the process, come join this is my calls to action. Come join if you want to help support. If you want to keep a science communicator off the streets, $1 a month is all it takes. But please spend $2. It's a great way to help support my little dog and pony show, and literally dog and pony show. I mean, just look at this adorable little floof that I just woke up for your entertainment. Buddy, what do you want? What is it? He said I would like less cats, mother. Fewer, buddy, fewer. How could you not know that? But he help me keep the Psy pet spayed, neutered, and vaccinated. Signing up over at links down in the comments. Patreon is a great way to keep me perpetually supported, and of course we have a once a month patron only, or sorry, twice now a month patron only live stream. Once is just we're chit chatting about all of the things, and once is the brainstorming session for the daily column, and of course on the just patron only chit chat and catch up time, we do patriotic prank calling of lodging of our thoughts with our elected officials. So if you have any elected officials that you would like me to call for you, and we also do at least one call to let people know that we think they're doing a great job. So if you have any elected officials that you would like me to call, join Patreon. And we will. We can participate in the monthly. Letting our elected officials know our opinions of the jobs that we're doing. It's our constitutional duty to use our free speech to prank call our senators. Anyways, so that's exactly, Kelly. We did nice calls too. This time was it AOC that we left like just this really lovely was either AOC or Katie Porter, because I think we called AOC and her voicemail was full, so we left just a really lovely voicemail for Katie Porter. But yeah, like look, we let people we never leave anything that will get us into trouble. We just leave some opinions. Anyways, and we also, of course, our new rule is we gotta each month call someone and let them know, hey, you're doing a good job. Hang in there. So that's the thing. Anyways, join us there. If you would like to leave a one-time donation to try to help keep the pirate ship afloat, there's also my PayPal. And of course, I apparently am really into wigs and like Sailor Moon costumes. And of course, there's the really adorable 2B costume from Nier Automata that I would really like. That's on my Amazon wishlist, and I need new towels. Anyways, my Amazon wishlist is listed below. And look, there's I'll wear anything you send me. I'm just saying. Apparently, wigs are the new thing. There's also a really cute unicorn onesie hoodie. Just please send me candy. Anyways, so I say this all half joking, but anyways, I love you guys. It's been, oh wait, I can't leave without doing this. It's not a live stream without that. Anyways, I love you guys, but my back is fucking killing me. I'm gonna go and smoke enough pot so that I forget that I have a back. Jessica Puffer just said cosplay and science. I love it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try throwing costumes onto each of these now. Because why the fuck not? It's my apocalypse, and I'm gonna live my best apocalypse. Anyways, I love you guys. I will see you next week. If you're loving these streams, tell like 2 friends. That's all. That's what I'm gonna ask you. If you come here every week, if you really dig it, tell like 2 friends. Hey, do a watch party. Throw it onto your timeline. Bring a few people on and be like, just come watch this with me. We have a weird good time. She licks a screen. Occasionally there's a wig. Sometimes a really cute dog shows up. Anyways, I'm telling you, have a good time with friends. With the friends watching this. Anyways, I love you guys. I will see you on Sunday. There might be a makeup tutorial, by which I mean there will be a makeup tutorial. And I will see you guys next time. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. I love you. Bye.